Why? It's an African one. Yeah.
Some people create Facebook accounts for their business and it is requesting friends. So you have ABC Dry Cleaners sending you a friend request. That's not the kind of page I'm talking about, right? Okay. So, but if you don't have a business page, indicates that's why we're here. We show you how to do it. Okay? All right. We've heard quite a lot between this morning, about how to basically position our business. And my name is Ayodeji Agbola, and I'm a Facebook Blueprint certified professional. Please clap. Okay, so that's Facebook's title to let you know that I have a distinguished experience in advertising, digital advertising. It's an exam that you can take. It's called the Facebook Blueprint exams. There are quite about 5 or 6 of them that you can take, depending on what level of digital marketing experience you have. And so that's one of the perks of actually also working closely with Facebook. So I'm going to be sharing a lot of practical knowledge, and I hope that we can pick that up as we go. So the agenda real quick is we're going to just do 3 things today. The first is understanding what you should be doing with your Facebook business page. That's the first thing we're going to do. The second thing is understanding the role of engaging content. The role of engaging content. And this is very, very important, and I'm going to talk about the algorithm, the Facebook algorithm, the Instagram algorithm, how it works, how it helps you. And then how to reach more customers. A very simple digital campaign that we can do right here on our phones, right? So that's what we're going to look at. So, but before that, let's just watch this real quick.
But it also was kind of a battle to figure out what to do with it, to figure out how to treat it. I started Oyen because there weren't a lot of products that were built for highly textured hair that also had natural and pure and organic ingredients. So I made some. I got a book about making your own spa stuff. Everything was stuff I already had in my kitchen. Moving something from a hobby to a business is a question of scale. And the leap is scary. There's ups and downs in any small business, but none of us does this alone. Asking for help was vital. We actually named one of our products in a Facebook thread, and we couldn't figure out what to call it. We made a Facebook post and got like 300 comments. Hey, how are you? Textured hair is wildly diverse. Everything from kinky, coily, wavy, nappy, curly, locked, braided, twisted. We love it all. We create excellent products, but we also consider them a great way to build a community of joy.
Awesome, yeah? So I have a question to ask here. What was the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? What was the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? You took your phone, right? Anybody agrees? Okay, so what was the last thing you did last night before you slept off?
Stop playing music.
Where?
On my device.
On your phone, right? And most times when you sleep, your phone is it's not far away, right? Okay, another question. What are the 5 top apps you use on your phone?
Let's check it.
Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Gmail, Pinterest, maybe your bank app or something. Yeah, but guess what? Okay.
FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
iBooks. Notability.
He's just kidding. Okay, but that's a tablet. I'm talking about your phone. So, right? So, what's happening is people spend their time on their mobiles. And the fact is, out of these top 5 apps, you can be sure that Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp are most likely part of those apps, right? And you know that Facebook owns all 3 apps. Now, if you're doing that, your customers are doing the same, right? So The task is, how do you reach people where they naturally spend their time? Right? They spend their time on these platforms. So your task as a business owner is to figure out how to actually reach these customers on the platforms where they spend their time. Right? So we're going to try and look through how to do that. So basically what I'm saying is, how do you build a valuable presence on these platforms? Now, here's the thing. Everybody has a Facebook page, yeah? So when was the last time you posted on your page? 2 months ago. Some people, 2017, yeah? Okay, so, but there are tools on Facebook that allow you to schedule a post, right? Do we know how to use these things? Let's do a demonstration. Bring out your phones and I'm going to show you how to actually schedule a post, right? So you can, and sometimes what happens is the time for your, the time that an idea comes to your mind for a post, usually not the time when you're with the phone, or usually not when you want to post it. So the idea is you can create a post, schedule it for later. So you can create content and schedule it for later. I have done up to about 30 scheduled posts at a go, so I know that you can schedule up to 30 different things. And so you sit down Monday morning, 1 hour, create posts for the entire week. Isn't that awesome? So if you're not seeing schedule, update your app or something, I'm going to show you another app that we absolutely need to have. It's called the Facebook Page Manager app. Do we have that app? Absolutely. You have it. So it allows you to be able to manage all your different pages. So now the Facebook Page Manager allows you to manage all your pages. It allows you, most importantly, to be able to answer inbox messages. You know, your personal profile has an inbox, but your business page also has an inbox. Now, if you don't have the Page Manager app, unless maybe you're on one of the latest versions of the Facebook app, before now, you couldn't respond to messages that came to your page using the Facebook app. The Page Manager app solves all of those problems. So it's also very good because it just makes sure that all the settings are in the right place. You know, so you use the Facebook Page Manager app to actually manage your different pages. We do know how to add other people to manage our pages. Now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's a 7th role that has been added recently, because now you can create jobs postings on Facebook pages. So people can actually apply for a position on your Facebook page, and you can use your Facebook page to actually respond, schedule appointments, and all of those. So you can have a new role that is a job manager. That's already included on the apps. You know, so these are tools that actually help your business, right? Okay, she was asking what the live contributor does. You know, so for live, you know, when you want to go Facebook Live and you want someone, you know, probably just come on live, right? So, okay, that's the Facebook Page Manager app. Have we all downloaded it? It's pretty important. It really, really helps you manage all your pages, right? And more importantly, it now helps you can integrate all your pages. Your Facebook page, you can connect it to your Instagram business page using the Facebook Page Manager app, and you can manage all interactions on that single app. So for instance, you know you can post from Instagram to Facebook, yeah? Who's done that before? Okay. You can also post from Facebook to Instagram, but on your computer. That's a new recent update, but you can't do it on your mobile.
Okay, my question is around how does this work for groups? Is this the same? Like, would Facebook consider a group in the same workings? They would consider a page. So could I post from, you know, my Facebook group to my Instagram account?
Okay, so the architecture is different. The groups are like communities of people. What you can do is you can make your page an owner of a group. right? But you cannot post from your group directly to any other platforms. Also depending on the level of, is it a closed group, is it an open group, is it a secret group, so Facebook group posts stay on Facebook, but you can link your business page as an owner of the group.
Can you elaborate on that? Does that mean that then the Facebook page becomes an admin in the group and posts as the group instead
yes.
of
So,
being your
so
own
what
person?
happens is, because again, your business is likely to want to create a community for the people who you cater to, it's something worth thinking about so that you can connect the business page as an admin of the group. So you'd realize that if you're on your phone and you want to post to your group, you'd see a button that says you're interacting as yourself. You can switch to interacting as your business page, right? Because you're trying to keep the brand top of mind, in your group. So those options already exist as well. But the business page, Facebook Page Manager allows you to be able to manage all interactions from one single app. So you have comments on Instagram, you have direct messages on Instagram, messages on your Facebook page, inbox messages on your Facebook page. Page Manager, you can just switch from tabs and keep track of all of these things. This is especially important when you start running ads. Because when you start running ads, there's a lot of views, there's a lot of interactions. If you're running from one app to the other, that can be really, really confusing. But one app just makes all the interactions in one place. So I think it's one of the reasons why it just works best. Again, we can create things like instant replies. Who has used instant replies? Saves your life, yeah? Instant replies. So you can configure this. How many people in here have WhatsApp Business? WhatsApp Business, okay. How many people don't know WhatsApp Business? Okay. WhatsApp Business is a similar tool to WhatsApp, but it has business features. And you can go straight on Play Store and App Store and download it as well. And it has amazing features like what you have, instant reply. An instant reply is a message that is sent automatically when someone sends you a message. So you can feel free to make it a little personal, make it humorous, because again, you're trying to create a brand in the person's mind, so they have an idea of when to expect a response from you and things like that. These are tools that actually help move your business forward. Else, and then again, have you noticed you go on a business page and it says typically responds in 1 week. Are you going to leave a message? No way. Right. So your instant reply helps you manage that time, and as well, of course, you have to still go back in there and answer questions or reply. Again, you can set things called away message. All of these things are able, you can set them from the Page Manager app. It's super, super simple, right? Away message allows you to let people know when you're going to be available. So for instance, you set your business hours. I'm available 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Anybody that sends a message after business hours, they get the away message, right? Which makes you even more productive, than before. Now, we talked about creating content on our business pages, and I have a question. What content do you think is most engaging between these three types of content: text, videos, or photos? But what we see that is happening is that more and more people, as the internet penetration becomes more and more, is that people prefer to watch video. This is research that has been done, and just like the next slide says, by 2021, 78% of all the traffic, data consumed by your phone is going to be video. So this gives us the opportunity to start thinking about the kind of content we want to put out, and we have to start thinking more video. Hopefully, in places like Benin, internet will get cheaper, and yeah, and more people will be able to, because especially on Instagram, you're just scrolling, and there's a fun fact. It says on Instagram, this is a study that was conducted by Facebook as well, and it says people scroll an average. Can you guess how long per day? 3 kilometers per day. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Just going. Yeah? So how long have you scrolled today? What time is it? So you probably have scrolled 1.5 kilometers today. I'm telling you, this is the research. So let's ask a question. When you're scrolling, because everybody here scrolls. Yes, per day. And that's a quota you must complete. It's, you must, I mean, you're on that journey, you're just going and going and going. What do you look for when you're scrolling? Something that would entertain you. What else? Something that would teach you. Hmm? You say what? Whatever platform. So what are you looking for on Instagram? Okay, so
So if it's Instagram, I'm most likely looking for something attractive. It could be art. No, it could be art. I look
Yeah.
for art on Instagram.
Or it could be a lady.
Yeah, or ladies, yeah.
Uh-huh.
If it's like Facebook, it could be anything. It could be something educative. If it's Twitter, then bounce.
Exactly.
Depends on.
So the question here is, people are always looking for something. Always looking for something. And then when they stop, how long before you decide to go on?
Stop.
It's not up to 5. And this is research. You've got how many seconds? You've got 3 seconds. 3 seconds to keep and attract, keep, and engage on that attention. You've got 3 seconds. Now, and I'll give you a background on why this has become so. How many, although I didn't pass the Kahoot game we just did just now, lots of people on Facebook and all of that, but the numbers that I do know, 2.1 billion monthly active users on Facebook, 1 billion active monthly users on Instagram, 1.5 billion daily active people on WhatsApp. Now, on Facebook, different things are competing for your attention. On Instagram, the same. You belong to groups, you like pages, you have friends, you have ads, and all of these things compete to enter into your timeline. Now, your Facebook is going to be different from my Facebook because I have different interests, right? Facebook will make sure that what comes into your timeline is what you're interested in. And even though it's doing its best at doing that, we're still scrolling 3 kilometers. So you can imagine, so what I'm explaining to you now is how the algorithm works, what comes into your timeline. If something is not engaging, the algorithm is going to keep it away from people's timelines because then it creates a negative experience, right? So I'll give you an example. Let's say there's a business A and there's a business B, and they both have roughly the same number of likes, so that we keep it even. And they posted at roughly the same time, let's say 10 a.m. Now, in 1 hour, business A has had 20 comments, 2 shares, 40 likes. And business B, 1 comment, 0 likes, maybe 1 like, 0 comments, 0 shares. Of course, you already know that this is different, right? So as many people come online who are affiliated with business B, Facebook is not going to put that content in their timelines because it has determined that this content isn't engaging. Whereas, content that is engaging, you still get notifications a week after, 2 weeks after. You've all experienced this, yeah? Because this content is engaging, is interesting, I'd like to put it in front of more people who are affiliated with that content. So, the job of a business is to learn how to create engaging content. Now, even when you do create you create content and you put it out there, if your content is not engaging and you want more people to see it, maybe you want to boost it with advertising, the same thing is going to happen. Because people are still going to have the same reaction to the content, even if you're showing it to more people with ads. So the solution to getting more people to see your business is not just about ads, but learning first to do what? Create engaging content. So what are examples of engaging content? Some people know how to do that already, so they can share with the room. Examples? How do we create engaging content? You want to try? Okay.
So, as an engaging content, most of the time we do contests.
Contests?
Yeah, polls.
Okay. Polls. these are things you should be putting down. You know, contests, you put out polls, you give out giveaways, and very quickly we're going to go through some apps that actually help you create really engaging content, and we're just going to do that very, very briefly as we go. So, question? Okay. Okay.
Hi, my name is Adiola. Okay, so for the algorithm thing, it has adversely affected a lot of these social media amplifiers.
Amplifiers, influencers?
Well,
Okay.
they don't really influence, so to speak, so they just amplify stuff.
Okay.
So it has adversely affected them because people don't get to see what they're posting. So for me, I don't know, I get bored if I'm seeing the same thing over and over again. I want to engage with new content. So if, for instance, I keep seeing the same ad on Instagram, I'm going to click on those three dots
And then you hide it.
cancel it, hide it. So I don't like it when I'm scrolling through my Instagram and I'm seeing 2 days ago, something that was posted 2 days ago. So I really don't get, Instagram knows we don't like that. Facebook knows we do not like to see that. So I don't know how that really works. Because for me, when I realize I'm scrolling, I've scrolled so much, almost 3 kilometers, and I see something down
That's
there
them.
that says 3 days ago. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's because you're scrolling so much.
I mean, it brings
Right?
even at times. There are times when you refresh.
Okay.
You refresh, and just at the top there, you're seeing something from last week.
So here's what happens, especially on Instagram. Instagram, before, you would see content on Instagram in a chronological order. So we all know this. But again, is chronological order the best? Currently not, because the amount of content that's on the platform, we just really can't rely on chronological order to show you content. The platform has to be able to find, interesting content to put in front of you. And the way there's a lot of machine learning going on. Based on the things you post yourself, based on the things you comment and react to, based on the type of groups you join, based on the kind of pages you like, the platform has an idea of your kind of interests. So it tries to show you content like that. But at the same time, don't forget that it's a whole lot of people coming onto the platform, a whole lot more content, and it needs to prioritize for you, else you're going to have negative experiences. So maybe what you can do for yourself is you consume a lot of content. You need to find more creative content that you can follow, maybe unfollow some uncreative people, that kind of thing. Question?
So you say
Please give me the mic.
point where they get the keywords that you are using, and then they give it to advertisers, and then they give you the type of
Not keywords. So when you advertise, have you tried to advertise before?
yeah.
Okay, so when you're advertising, there's a section for interests, right? And that's how you try to target. Now, these interests are not things that I have put on my profile that I'm interested in. No. It's, based on how I use the platform. What kind of content do I look at? For instance, I do a lot of photography. I do a lot of, as a digital marketing agent, I'm always thinking about videos to create content for my clients. So I follow a lot of video people on Instagram, and I see a lot of those kind of ads. I love installing games, apps, so I see a lot of ads for apps for games, right? How you use your content, how the kind of content you interact with is the kind of ads you would likely be seeing. You understand? So it's based on your use of the platform.
So I was asking based on what you just said on
Okay.
machine learning. So I just wanted to understand that.
Okay, so what
Is
I
it
meant,
learning what- yeah.
it's learning automatically by how you use the platform. So for instance, you belong to social groups, you belong to things that talk about SDGs, you will be seeing ads that relate to those kind of things. You understand? So your interests, help you categorize what target audiences you would fall into. In the second part of this, where we'll run through a very brief digital advertising campaign, I'll show you how to see those interests. Okay, question?
So I've been using Facebook to promote a community event for about 4 years now. And with the algorithm thing, the thing that has, like she said, it adversely affected how we communicated with the community, because sometimes it's information that needs to get to the people. And because of this filtering system, Facebook deems it not engaging enough, and then the information doesn't get out unless you boost it. And then it makes it seem like you're not communicating in an organic way because you're always sponsoring posts. And so I was wondering if there was, I don't know, because you're kind of like in the thought process, if there's like thinking in the way of how we can assist or provide some information to help the algorithm be more, because it's like the algorithm makes a decision. After 2 minutes, no one liked it, bam, you're out. and it's like, well, wait a minute, this is not the case with this type of information. And so I think that there needs to be some kind of, because also these algorithms are conceived for, you know, US or whatever, or at least they're conceived from that perspective, and they're not always adapted to our context and our realities. So.
I understand that. But I think what's happening is, at a global level, these are challenges that basically no other platform is facing. There's no platform that has this number of people, you know, trying to, you know, get content out to this number of people. And at the same time, I think it's trying to find a thin line or a compromise between making sure, because the first and most important thing as a Facebook user is that you want to have a good experience on the platform. That's the first and most important thing. And that means that you want to scroll and find content that either teaches you or that informs you or that educates you. So the challenge really is, how do we create content? So I want to inform my audience about something. I have to think about a very interesting and engaging way to inform them, so that, you know, it's going to be able to be propagated by the same algorithm that doesn't propagate less engaging content.
Well, then can we get guidelines on that?
Well,
It's really
I don't
arbitrary.
have.
I mean, you may think that you created something super engaging, you put time in it, effort, you put it out, and then...
So what I think we can do, I don't have the answers to some of those questions, but what I think we can do is, let's look at, for instance, what kind of content really engages people. The next time you're scrolling and you stop to really engage with the content, ask yourself, why did I stop to look at this content? Because most times we think that we know how to create this engaging content, but because we're not consciously looking to improve how we create this content, what I would do is, the next time something catches your attention, why? Why is this catching my attention? We all belong to WhatsApp groups, yeah? One group or the other. And you know what happens most of the times? You're probably in your family groups or things like that. You just dump one post. Long post. At the end, they say, please help me rebroadcast. Yeah, you got this kind of messages? Do you ever help them rebroadcast? Never. But guess what? At the same time, you get maybe a video or a photo, no caption, nothing. And before you finish watching it, you've shared it, right? That's what I'm talking about. We have to think about what makes you want to share content. And same thing on Instagram, you have insights. We have to start to infuse science and data into what we do, even though we're creating content. You know, the numbers don't ever lie. So we have to look at the insights and see what's working and what's not working. So who has created a live session before, Facebook Live?
Really haven't understood why. I just kind of moved with the audience, right? So because Facebook Live came before Insta Live, and so I would use it, but then I see a much better engagement with Insta Live.
Yeah, so it's basically a question of your target audience and what platforms they live on. You know, it's also important to understand that Facebook is very different from Instagram in its audience makeup, in its how it works. 1 second. Instagram is built for visuals. And again, if you go back just a little back in history, you'd realize that some people they came to the internet world on Instagram, right? So they skipped the entire Facebook thing. And when you ask them, you're not on Facebook, like, Facebook? Nah. But, you know, older people like us, we started with Facebook, and then Instagram came. So we have benefit of both platforms. Some people, they've never, had that experience of. So we first of all found our secondary school friends on Facebook. We had lots of fun on Facebook. Instagram became like a cherry on top of the pie and all of that. But they just started with Instagram. And so there's that demography that you find on Instagram, and there's that demography that you find on Facebook. And there's a demography that is quite on both. So again, for advertising, knowing the platform that your users live on is very, very important. So if Instagram is working, you stick to it. Again, on Facebook, you're able to share your screen, for instance, when you're going live. So people hold PowerPoint presentations in their groups on Facebook to an audience that is happy to be on Facebook. So it's important to understand your target audience, where do they live, and then flow with that platform, right? For instance, I'll give you an example. WhatsApp is very popular in this part of the world. Not so much in, say, for instance, in the West, where they use a lot of Messenger, unlike here. In Nigeria, we have about, as of last year, data from last year, about 14 or 15 million users on WhatsApp. In India, for instance, 300 million. So you can imagine, different places, different audiences, different tools, different platforms. It's important to know who your target audience is and what platforms they live on. It's super important. Okay, so let's go through. I want to show you some PowerPoint, some animations here, so you can have an idea. So typically, you might have photos that you want to show, you want to post up there. But what's important to understand is that when people are scrolling, there's something they're looking for. Content, something that's going to catch their attention to stop and then engage. So how do you make them stop? One of the ways to do that is to do what? To liven up your photos. You have to try and make it vivid. So here's what a typical photo like this could look like after you have. Isn't that more vivid? Right? I mean, way more vivid than this one. Do we agree? You prefer this one? But that one is vivid, yeah? Okay. And it was made using a free app called Adobe Photoshop Mix. You can download this app, it's free. I'm sure we can figure it out. It's simple, very simple to use. There's one of my favorite platforms. It's called remove.bg. Those photos that you want to remove the backgrounds. This background is not nice. You just go on www.remove.bg. It wipes it out. You can do it on your phone. You can upload a photo, just take out the background and remix those photos. So just watch this quick animation on how that image was created. So you already have the background. You select the background. You add in another image. And then you can then use the tools to kind of cut that white space out, trim it. But with a platform like remove.bg, simplifies this entire process. You remove that background, put it onto this, and voila, you're done. Right, and these apps already have share buttons to Facebook, Instagram, wherever, or you save it right there on your phone, right? So that's one. That's Adobe Photoshop Mix. Again, another thing that you can do is to add motion to your images, and there's a fantastic app. This used to be called Legend, but it has a different name now. It's called Animated Text. Animated Text. You can download it from the Play Store, and it does a wonderful job of animating text. See some examples, Animated Text. Animated text. So the app, maybe I should do a demonstration with my phone. Dila, can I have my phone? So very quickly in less than 5 minutes, you can create, okay, so this is animated text. Okay. So I'm going to take a picture of everybody in the room so that we can do that as an example. So I'd say, so the first step is to add in the text that you want to animate, right? So I'll add in and say icons of change, yeah? Icons of change. Okay, so, all right, so that's the text. And then I can take a picture or use an existing photo from my phone. So I take a picture, just animated text. So, so who wants to be my picture? Aha, good. Okay, so that's my photo, and I say yes, and I can crop it, whatever I want, you know, it's right there. And then, oh, you can see an ad for Gala. Right, I say yes, and okay, so you see what's happened? It's put the text behind, it's put the image behind the text. So next step is to animate this entire thing. And there are lots of different animations here. So I select this one. You can see that. Wow. Yeah? Are you going to stop if you see this? If you don't stop, nothing can stop you again. Right? So, I mean, you can choose from about 15 or 20 different animations in there. Right now, this doesn't work with video, but there's another app that works with video. It's called Video Shop. Fantastic app. So,
I'm confused. Are you saying the animated text is an app?
it's an app. You can download. Where? Okay, for iOS, there's a. It's not there. There's an app called Type Art for iOS that works similarly to this. You know, so but for video animations, you can use an app called Video Shop. Video Shop. Now, you could create several different animations with this, and then you go into Video Shop and stitch them together. You could put a background music. You could, I mean, from your phone, just like we were talking earlier about creating content on your phone. It's quick, it's fast, you just put it out there. You know, but these apps allow you to actually, I mean, if you were going to pay someone to do this, you know how much they'll charge you. Right? You know. You said?
I was going to do something like this on my PC. What after that?
If you're going to do this on your PC, you probably would need some animation softwares or stuff like that. But this is free, and in 5 minutes you have something real good. You know, so the best content is when you're able to use several different apps to create what you want. This one does really good animations. They're saved as 6-second videos, 6 seconds. You know, so you can do a number of things. And then go into Video Shop, which can stitch all these videos together, background music, your own narration. And then Video Shop is good for stop motion photography. Have you seen ads of where maybe things are just moving by themselves? It's Video Shop. You said? You do stop motion. See? I mean, we have to start thinking, you know, again, how do I make people stop? They have to complete 3 kilometers, don't forget. You know, so we've got to be very, very creative, you know, on grabbing attention in those very first 3 seconds, right? And so this is how it was done with, it used to be called Legend, but it's now animated text. You can see, you select an image, and from there, you put your text, you pick an animation, just like I demonstrated to you guys just now, you know. And then apart from that, you have colors. You can change the colors as well. So it gives you different colors, different animations. And so when people on your timeline says, hey, how did you make this? What do you tell them? It's my graphic design team. Yes, right? Yeah, it's your team. I mean, it's even it's just even it's just you. Yeah, you know. Oh, your team. How much does it cost? Well, we'll come back to you. But you charge them, yeah. And when you do, you make it in 5 minutes, but you give them after 2 days. You know, so they don't think that it's that easy to make. Exactly, right? I mean, I was in a class training at the Lagos Business School, and immediately I finished demonstrating this animated text. There was a lady in the room. You know, when you're pained, She slapped herself. You could tell that she had paid somebody big money. I said, you know, there's this you slap yourself like, oh, how? Someone else, she paid big money, somebody to create this kind of stuff for her, and then she's getting the knowledge free, you know, with a free app. So how much more? You see, so I think one of the challenges we have is that we have this fear of our phones. Sometimes we just don't want to push it to the limits. It's a smartphone, you know. There are lots of things that we can do and just push the boundary, you know. So we have to think like that all the time. Like I was saying, you can combine clips, and that's legend with video shop, but it's now called animated text. Combine clips, put them together, make longer videos that actually tell a story, right? And video shop allows you to even bring in real videos, not just animated stuff. You know, you can add some background music to it, and you see how awesome it looks. Do we have any questions? Okay. Okay. Okay.
You guys can download Mojo and Jump Rope.
Okay.
So Jump Rope.
Jump rope.
Jump. JUMPROPE.
Okay, Jump Rope. Okay.
And Mojo.
Mojo,
MOJO.
MOJO. There are other popular
they create
ones
really,
like.
really nice videos.
Okay.
Oh, so I'm not really
Yes.
sure Android supported, but you can just try search for it.
Okay. So there's an app called Quick, QUIK. Really nice, Quick. Really nice for stories, Instagram stories, stuff like that. There's another app called, what's it called now? Okay, I have it on my phone. It's called Canva. Yeah, you have Canva. Everyone knows Canva. The best, yeah. There's Power Director. Power Director is super powerful. You know, Power Director. You know, you can use it to create longer videos. You know, lots of power. A lot of power is packed in these apps. They have free versions. The free versions sometimes would have the logo in there, but hey, it's your business. You can, you know, invest in buying the pro versions. You can have all those logos turned out. So, I'd like us to then go into trying to build a simple digital marketing campaign. And what I want us to talk about in this is that we're going to talk about how to actually create digital marketing campaigns that gets you the results that you're looking for. How many people have run ads in here before? You've run ads for your business? Okay, what was your experience? What did you get results? Because if you're not getting results for your ads, why are we running it? How is it performing? Can I pause the ad? Can I increase budget? And things like that. So basically, what you need to understand when you're advertising, there are a few very simple questions. So the first for me is, what? What do you want to achieve? This is where everything starts. What? What do you want to achieve? It could be that I just want to get some brand awareness out there, which basically is I am talking about my business without selling. That's brand awareness. And there are very many different ways in which you can do brand awareness. So for instance, I could talk about my processes. Say for instance, I run a hairdressing salon. And I could talk about the staff who their job is to go buy something. This is talking about your business without selling. Because again, people want to hear stories. You know, we're tired of the scripted thing. You know, the more spontaneous your content is, the more easily people get interested. I have a friend in Lagos. She goes live Monday morning, 10 a.m., wherever it meets her. So I've had sessions where she's talking and her two kids who have been naughty are kneeling down facing the wall. Yeah, that content was like, wow. Oh, so rather than talk about what we were talking about, we're like, why are they kneeling down? And that session went on and on, but you see, that was part of the content. Some people are free to be able to show themselves like that. Some people are not, you know, but for her, that's what it was. She's an SMB consultant, so people are always looking forward to where she's going to be. It's on Monday morning, 10 a.m. right? So sometimes maybe she's driving and she already has a topic. She just put the phone on the holder, and then she's just talking, right? The more spontaneous your content is, we found that it actually moves a lot further, because it's not planned and it just works. So think about your business. What do you do right now? How can you create spontaneous content? We're here right now, and you could go live and say, hey, I'm at the Facebook Icons of Change learning about so. People who already follow your business, oh, really? So there's Facebook Icons of Change. Oh, what's that? Engagement. So the more spontaneous content is, the further it goes. So when you want to try to advertise, the first question in your mind is, what am I trying to achieve? Is it brand awareness? Is it sales? Is it lead generation? Those are the three main things that you can do. So the first is what? Brand awareness, sales, or lead generation. Lead generation for service-based businesses. For sales, I'm selling this product. It's just there. Buy. But if I'm selling a service, it's quite different. You want to engage with the leads and then, have a phone call and then convert them to customers. So those are the three things that you can have. And then after that, we start to think about other things. So this is the first step. The second step is, who are we doing it for? Right? Who are we doing this for? And this is where information and a lot of information about your audience is very, very important. Who's your target audience? You can have several target audiences within your business. And you can have several target audiences within the target audiences. So next thing is right? So, and this has two flavors. There's the geographical flavor, where are they located? And there's the platform flavor. What platform will I find these customers? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it... Now, there are now ads that end up on WhatsApp. Are we aware? Have you tried that before? There's a call to action for an ad that says, chat on WhatsApp. So it's super powerful for... Okay. All right. So, and then we also have when, of course, you have to decide how long you want to advertise for. 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever it is. And then finally, you have to decide how much. Okay? Now, with these 4 questions answered, you've already gone through the mental attitude of making sure that you can get the best results. If you can't go on your computer and say, I want to start running an ad, and then you don't have answers to these questions. You should have already answered these questions before you even begin, because it helps you to know exactly what to punch into the entire thing. And then the final and most crucial thing is the content. What content am I going to use to achieve these results? Again, if we have been posting content on our pages regularly, we kind of have an idea what works, right? So if we find, winning content, it's easy to then boost it with advertising because we know it's going to work. Sometimes it really depends on what you're trying to achieve. So if, for instance, for your business, it's more about getting a conversation going. You probably have a content calendar, and this next 2 weeks we're talking about XYZ. So for that period of time, you set those ads to go out there so that conversations can go on for that. If I'm selling a product, for instance, I could say, okay, I want to advertise for the next 1 month because I'm trying to see how much money sales can come in. Same thing for service, for lead generation, right? So this is the most important question to answer. Once you have the answers to this, then every other thing kind of follows suit. You understand? So Facebook always recommends that you do ads for no less than 4 days, because again, it tries to learn where to find these customers to show them your ads, so there's usually a learning time, but generally not less than 4 days. What we had planned was to have us in groups, then we discuss one person's business with these lenses, like you want to run an ad, and then we talk about what the objective is, who the audience is, and we write these things down. Okay, should we go in 2 groups or we just do 1 group? E-commerce for female products. So give me an example of what the product is. Makeup. Fantastic. Okay, so what do we want to do? What's our objective for that advertising? Sales for lipstick. So we're selling what? Lipstick. So we're selling lipstick. So give me, what are the most interesting characteristics of this lipstick? What are the unique selling points of this lipstick?
We can say that maybe it has a new color.
Okay.
It's new fragrance. Matte look.
It has organic ingredients.
Yeah,
It's
organic.
healthy to use it. Right?
Very moisturizing.
Moisturizing. You know, so again, when you think about your ads, you're only talking about the unique selling points. That's the whole point of marketing. What are unique selling points of your services? What are unique selling points of your products? That's all you talk about. Now, different people will be attracted to different unique selling points. So we can create an ad for each unique selling point. Do you understand that? So for instance, we create an ad that talks about, oh, it's moisturizing. We create another ad, oh, it's what? What's the second unique selling point? It's organic. And then we create another ad that says, oh, it makes you elegant. Right? Because again, you're not selling lipstick. You're selling elegance. You're selling that pride or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So again, look at your product, like what benefit does it give to the customer? That's what you're selling. Who becomes the most important next question? So the type of ad. Of course, if you're targeting women between 25 to 35, you can't use a model that is 40 to, you can't. It's going to be a mismatch, right? So the target audience must be able to recognize themselves in it. I'm like, I can relate with this, right? So it's very important. So we're selling lipstick, which is what? And then we say, who's the target audience? Women, of course, obviously.
Yes.
And then what age range? Not obviously. Age range?
Put 18 to 24.
18 to 24. So, yeah, absolutely. So where would we find these people on the platforms? Instagram. We would find a lot more of them on Instagram, right? You agree? Yeah. Absolutely. So we know that we have to advertise this on Instagram. Right? So how long do we want to run these ads for? What?
Oh, not me, don't look at me.
Aha, good.
But
Please.
it's true.
Yeah, so again.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so sometimes how long you want to advertise for is a function of your budget.
Yeah.
Right? So say you have, what currency should I use? Let's say I have 10,000 naira. Okay. I can decide to advertise for 10 days, meaning 1,000 naira per day. Right? So sometimes your duration is a function of your budget. You know? So if you want to advertise for 30 days, think about it like how much are you willing to spend per day? Yeah, ads are, there's a minimum. The minimum you can spend per day is $1. Yes, it's that cheap. It's that cheap. So the more money you can commit to the advertising, the more people you can reach. You understand? So it's that cheap. If it's in naira, it's 200 naira. That's the minimum you can spend per day. But in dollars, it's $1 per day. What? What? Just do a conversion of $1. What does that give you? So that's it. That's the minimum you can spend. So you decide how long. Let's say we advertise for 10 days. Yeah, just an example. And that means we're spending how much per day? $2 per day. That's total of what? $20. Right? Now, this is most important after we've decided all of these things. So we talked about your unique selling points for the products. It's super important that you know what the unique selling points are so that comes to the fore. Now, when you're selling, you want to go into product detail. You want to show, very high resolution photos of the products, in detail, because that's what Instagram is about. Imagine if you're able to see I mean, I could almost touch the texture of the lipstick. You can feel how it's going to feel like when you wear it, that kind of thing. So again, a general thing that you must always think about is, how can I show my audience the same thing from a different perspective? Let me repeat that. How can I show the audience the same thing from a different perspective? And that's where your photography comes in. So if I were to say, where's my phone? Diola, please, my phone. Just a very quick example. So if I were to say, take a picture of this mic right now, this mic right here, you probably will come and then you do like this and take a picture. But guess what? Everybody has seen the mic from this angle, so it's not different. There's nothing remarkable about it. It's not going to make me, oh, wow, right? But if I were to really go close, and this is the trick, to show perspective, you need to show people from a very different perspective. So I do something like this. Of course, we're not into the business of selling mics, but I mean, you're going to have to stop and look at this for a minute. Because I've been able to show it from a perspective that people are not used to seeing it, it becomes really interesting. The impression that younger people, and this decision is based on what's been happening with younger people. A lot more younger people are finding pressure based on, okay, they post something, not so many likes, they delete it. There's a serious social issue here where the number of likes has become such a tangible thing, So now the idea is, can we defocus the metrics and focus on the content? Right, so the owner of the account can still see the metrics, but you who are not the owner of the account, they're testing to say, okay, are people going to start focusing more on the content? Because it's important to keep people safe. There are the extreme cases of people hurting themselves because of number of likes. It's amazing, So as the platform owner, it's a responsibility to try to make sure that we find solutions. And part of the solutions was, let's defocus on attention on these metrics and see how the content itself is what people are looking at. So it's both a safety issue as well as making sure people can be safe on the platform. Again, of course, the content owner would still be able to see the metrics, and for advertising sake, they can still share it with their potential clients. So. Any other question? I think we have run out of time. I hope you learned something. It was a pleasure sharing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.